All right. Hello, my friends. Carlton Flowers here, the Crypto Pro, and I've got the webcam on for this update so you can see me while I'm talking about the Bitcoin action. Actually, I'll be flipping back and forth and turning that off from time to time just in case I get a little bit shy. Now, we've got some very, very super important things to talk about. Okay, let's just jump into the chart right now. Looking at the big red candle that is occurring right here. Oh man, I tell you what, I was telling you guys about this big red fib line here, and that we are going to trace down or touch back down along this line. This one is magical, so is the blue one. These are just working out so beautifully. Now, in review, let's just draw and talk about what went on before. We had the 4.236 line that Bitcoin just went straight on up that line, obeyed it perfectly, and then we broke out of that one and looked for a new one, and we skipped over two, and then we jumped straight down on, I believe this is the 3.618 on the light blue. And so then we popped out again, and I thought, are we going to make it all the way over here, or are we going to return back down to the big red line? And sure enough, we did. All right, so this is quite a significant event here. Let's just zoom in a little bit and look right here at the fact that, oh boy, we're just right up on that line. That is amazing. Now, we're going to take a look on the, this is the 4-hour chart. So we've got this upper trading boundary, the lower trading boundary, a parallel trading channel that I established that I think is very important. People were not looking at it from this standpoint, but I thought, you know what? It's there, and I'll bet you we bounce around within this channel until we either get to a point where we massively break out or we have the annihilation. I don't like saying capitulation because everybody uses the word capitulation. I'm so sick of that word. Capitulation, capitulation, capitulation. Well, there will be no capitulation here. There will just be annihilation. So with this happening, now that we've touched down here, we've got a few scenarios that we need to talk about. Honestly, I think we're going to continue down, but here are the possibilities. We can bounce off of this line and come back up to the top of the trading channel. We could continue up here to the blue fib line, but I don't see that happening. And the reason why I don't believe we're going to see that is because we had the peak all-time high, 13,800. Then we had the peak number 2. You had all this gibberish in between, and then we jumped down low, fooled around, skated along this fib line, and made high point number 3. So we have not eclipsed that point. That's why I don't think we're gonna probably see a jump up to that blue line unless it's out here. We could have a 4 like out there, but I don't see it happening. So more realistically, let's just clear this and tell you the next scenario that I think that is going to happen. If we do in fact jump up, oops, that's the wrong color. So let's go back. This is a possibility of this, and then coming all the way back down to that red line, and it could come to this point of confluence right here, after which we could see something like that. I mean, who knows? It could happen, but we'll see. So situation number 2, which maybe is a little less probable, is that we could continue bouncing around this line, and once we hit this next 4.618 light blue line, it could drop down to the big blue, or to the bottom of the trading channel. It could come right here, and it could take a nice little hike back up to the red line and then come down to this point of confluence. But this is significant, guys. Very, very significant. And if we do, after going up, down, all around, whatever, by the time we get to the bottom of this trading channel, that's the point of truth. So in all likelihood, we could get right here, and we notice, what is the price? Look at this price that's right here. Let's just draw a line through it, and we see that it's somewhere in the 7,000. Wait a minute, that's it. That's not it. Let's try that again. At this crossing point, we're a little bit above 7,500. However, there's another point that is in between these two, comes in right around exactly at 7,500. There's a lot of people talking about a level at 7,200, and that could happen too. And so then after that point, we might see some more sawtooth action, and then we head on down through this correction. Now the Moon Boys, if you believe them, Crypto and Da Vinci, who I love to watch their videos, but they get things wrong a lot. The latest thing that they got wrong was this triangle here. If you'll note, oops, that's too big. Let's go a small one here. There was a triangle, a pennant formation right here. They said that at the apex of this pennant, it was moon time. So this is what they predicted. It did the exact opposite. It came down. So remember way back when we had the previous dive to 3,100, and then we started crawling up and we went to 4,200. 3 times in a row, Crypto and Da Vinci said that we're going to correct. And we had those 3 major huge green candles that took us into the 9,000 level. And then they finally turned bullish. And so they've called a few that were correct and some that were not so correct. This one they did not get right. Now I think that they're talking about the possibility of correction happening now. So we're going to keep our eyes on the magical lines, the very magical fib circles. Let's put on my camera here again so you can see my face. Watch the magical lines. They are not lying to us. And there's a lot of key pivot points that they have predicted and that they will predict. Let's see here. Can we jump out to the 1 day so we can get the big picture? Let me zoom in here and show you where these circles are. And if you want to see how I constructed these circles, go to my Trading View account under Crypto Pro, and you'll see how I set mine up, because I like to go from significant points. I also like to construct these circles after a swing channel has completed and we change directions. For instance, let me just draw you here. Let's say we had like this is a swing channel here, and then we went down there, and then we went up again. So what I do with the fib circles, this is just goofy here, but I'm just kind of showing you by example. What I like to do, there will be a fib circle that starts at this point, it ends at this point, and then it'll draw its circles kind of like that. So anyway, you have a point of beginning, you have a point of ending. And so on the next one, you would start here and you would go there. On the next set, you would go here to here. And those will predict the movements on the micro. And then we see the macro if we scrunch in even more. I've got the big ones that are based upon 2 peaks below this capitulation point and the all-time low. We also have one that's based on the point that we annihilated. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I said capitulated, and that is a very, very bad word. The point of annihilation to the all-time high here, and that's been a very fantastic set of circles. That's the one that you're seeing represented by the blue lines. It's been very good to us, and the red ones are based on 2 peaks before and then the all-time low. And the reason why this one worked out, even if you move this one to a different point, you're still going to see some pivot points happen along certain dates. But when we look at the different peaks, we find the most pivot points, and we also look for the projection that we need to see of what's going to go on out here as we choose those peaks. But I choose them carefully, and then I keep them once I see that we keep pivoting on those same lines. That's why I call them magical lines. All right, so that is all we have for today. Do your own due diligence. This is definitely not financial advice. I'm just calling it how I see it. Let's just jump into the 1 hour. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? We just poked below the line. So I'm sure it's gonna, well, that's a circle. We want a line. I'm sure we're probably going to see it come back up to this line, and we might sawtooth up and down around this line as we go down. So this is definitely a trend, but that's a nasty, very, very nasty set of red candles that just won't stop. So as I was saying, this is not financial advice, but I would like you to hit the like button. Do not watch the videos for free. Press the like button right now. Hit the like button and subscribe, and tell a friend if you would. Pass the word so we can get good discussions going on as we watch this market. Let's zoom out one more time. Let's turn off our draw feature and go out to the 1 day. In fact, I tell you what, you want to see something different? Let me show you something. Let's just get out of here and let's just jump to trading view. I want to show you this. Sometimes it's best to simplify. So watch what I'm doing here. This is important. Okay, I need to put my glasses on. I can't see so well. All right, here we have it. Now, we can see what's going on here a lot better when we look at the big blue line. Let's kind of zoom in just a little bit, and let's turn our drawing feature on, and let's just draw on here one more time and see if we can kind of get some clues here. We see that, let's put some numbers up here first. There's peak number 1. Oh, it's starting at 5. All right, we want to start over. 1, 6. All right, fine. 6, 7, 8. All right. Now, on this very simplified chart, what do we see? We see this happening. We see the parallel trading channel going on. And then we also see this. This looks like a repeating pattern. It looks like to me that we could continue doing this and bouncing around this trading channel and then possibly correct. Now, previous supports, where are they? What are they? Well, here's one right here, somewhere below 5,000. Of course, we've got the one at 4,000. That's a good one. Look at this one right here. That's pointing straight to 7,200 right there. And you got this one here. It's around maybe 5,500, 5,600. Look at the overview. Then we can tell. We see that this is a critical point. 9,000. Wait a minute. It should be somewhere around 9,400 or 500 at these bottoms. So if we poke below this, that's going to let you know we're headed for 7,200. And if we violate that, it could be this one. If we violate that, it could be this one. If we violate that one, yeah, you could have this one here. So I don't know. It's best to play it safe and assume the worst. And then, of course, someday we'll get that. And that's the wrong color. We like to see the moon in green. Fantastic green. So like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you think. What are your ideas? What do you think Bitcoin is going to do in the coming weeks as we round out summer and head into the fall? And what is the time period that you predict for the bull market? Check me out on TradingView. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks for joining me. And by the way, my website, carltonzone.com/crypto to read my blog, if you want to check that out too. We'll see you next time. Live broadcast coming up soon. Watch the birdie. See ya.